Hey,
What's going on?
I'm here to turn myself in.
Okay, what's going on?
I had an accident last night.
Okay.
Before we get into today's video, I do want to let you guys know that this video is for educational purposes only. Please remember to be kind to everybody everywhere in your everyday life, in your home, in the grocery store, and especially in the comment section down below. Please do not show hate to anybody, anywhere. Good morning, my lovelies, my beauties, my friends. My name is Christina and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, thank you so much for clicking on this video. I really hope that you will subscribe, stick around, take a chance in hearing some things that I have to say. And if you are a returning subscriber, y'all already know, y'all are my babies. So good morning, good morning, good morning. How is everybody doing today? I hope you all are having an amazing day. I hope you all had a wonderful weekend. I hope everybody got outside and got some sunshine, went for a walk, went to the park, something. Yes? Okay. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about a guy named Brian Mason. And this is a 58-year-old man out of Ohio who actually walked up on the police and said, listen, I just did something. I need to turn myself in. The full body cam footage is all over the internet. And it's very interesting. And there's a lot of chatter about it online about like what's going to happen to him, if he did, the right thing or not, if he's going to end up going down the road or, what's going on. And then I found some Facebook conversations between people that knew him and the person that was involved in this. And so I just kind of wanted to go over all of it. Brian Mason is a 58-year-old man who says he was homeless, living in his car and in hotels in and around the state of Ohio when he said that a fatal accident occurred. This chilling body cam footage shows the moment that Brian walked up to the police officer holding this water bottle in his hand and said that there was this accident that had happened the day before, the night before, and that he said that he was super scared and that he didn't know what to do, but now he needed to turn himself in. He said that he was showing an old friend whose name ended up being Michelle Elliott, and she had been friends with him allegedly for years. And when I looked up stuff online, it said that she was allowing him to come to her house and do work around the house and stay at her house because, she had a house and he was saying that he was homeless and that they had been friends since elementary school and been friends all this time and that she wanted a new firearm and he was showing her how to use it and it accidentally went off and she was instantly not alive anymore. Check this out.
I had an accident last night.
Okay.
I was showing an old friend of mine how to use this gun that she was needing, that she asked for, and it went off and it shot her in the chest.
Okay.
And I've been running around scared.
Where is this at?
Up on Miami-Montgomery County Line Road.
Okay.
Now, the officers asked why Brian would turn himself in, and he said that he had been driving all over the place and eventually decided to turn himself into the closest police department.
Yeah, because I wouldn't be here voluntarily, but I've been so scared since it happened. She collapsed instantly, and I got scared. I got frightened and ran out.
First of all, let me ask you this. Has this been reported to law enforcement at all?
No, this is it. This is it. I'm walking in because I know this is the right thing to do.
I'm just trying to figure out why you came to this police department. Were you
Oh.
just driving around? Or?
Yeah, I've been all over the place.
Okay.
Brian also told the officers that he had the weapon in his truck at the time, and he seemed very compliant, like he was not aggressive in any way. When the officers said they had to put handcuffs on him, he said, okay, I understand. And the officers continued to question him, and he did ask for an attorney.
If you decide to answer any questions now without a lawyer present, you will still have the right to stop answering at any time. You also have the right to stop answering at any time until you talk with a lawyer. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay, now that you understand your rights, are you willing to answer any questions without a lawyer present?
Minimal. I mean,
Okay.
to be fair, representation is needed.
Okay. But at the bare minimum, we're trying to figure out this address. This person needs help. You're telling us that they're beyond help at this point.
And he basically was saying like, I'll give you, dates and times or but I'm going to need an attorney for other questions. And I think that was really smart of him, but also he wasn't not complying with the officers. Like, I'm not telling you anything, just get me an attorney. But he was saying, like, I can give you certain things, but as far as like the real story goes, I need an attorney, is the way that I understood it. Get this, during the interview, Brian said that, him and Michelle were platonic friends. So he's 58, Michelle's 57 at this time. And he said that Michelle had offered to allow him to stay at her house and do this work or whatever because he was homeless. Now, he said Michelle had a substance abuse problem, both alcohol and other substances. And keep that train of thought, because there's something that I'm going to tell you guys what I think happened at the end of this video. Brian said that her substance problem is actually what caused them to argue a lot.
Like, were you staying at that house with her?
No.
Would she let you stay there? Or?
No, well, she offered, but because of her debilitating disease, I couldn't. It was too tough to be around her.
Okay.
It was too tough to be around her when she was drunk and high.
Okay.
And I don't drink and I don't take pills. So
I got you.
that's what we argued about all the time. If I ignored it, it was fine. But I had to put up with the way she acts when she was under the influence.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I'm getting pretty dry mouth.
You want a water?
Sure.
All right. Let me get you a water. I'll be right back, okay?
Thank you.
Officers ended up finding out exactly where Michelle's house was, and upon forced entry into the home, basically they kicked the door in or whatever, this is where they found Michelle's lifeless body lying on the floor with like a blanket or a sheet covering her body. When they booked Brian, they originally charged him with murder and he had $1 million bond. But since then, they have actually reduced his charge to reckless homicide. And the reckless homicide charge is punishable as a maximum, I think, of 3 years and a $10,000 fine. So maximum at this point, I think he's going to get 3 years if he even gets any time. We'll see as the investigation goes on. Now, if they find more stuff, if they find out the guy's not being truthful and there's evidence of other stuff, they can always add more charges. But right now, that's what he is charged with. Now he's gone from a $1 million bond down to a $10,000 bond. But the $10,000 bond, the way I'm understanding it, is actually a cash bond. So my final thoughts on this. Well, first of all, he did himself a very good solid by going and turning himself in, okay? Because if he would have ran or whatever, then he would have never been able to really prove or look like it was an accident. People are saying, why didn't he render aid? Why didn't he call 911? He said that it went off and that she instantly lost her life and he was scared and he rode around all night in a panic, I'm going to tell you guys, I am pulling this opinion out of thin air, okay? This is just an opinion. When I first watched the body cam footage before I learned anything about this situation, I instantly thought, I bet you they were doing drugs, okay? They were high, whatever, and whatever reason, maybe it went off, maybe he was cleaning it, maybe they were arguing, and maybe I don't know. But I bet you he was high out of his mind. This is my opinion, okay? High out of his mind, and that's why he didn't call the police. And he rode around freaking out all night. And then when he was sober the next day, because he had that water bottle trying to get hydrated, right? Trying to get yourself together. That's when he really was like, I've got to turn myself in. I don't know. Okay, now he said she had a substance problem. I would wonder, him living in and out of hotels, which means you have enough money for, I don't know. It just seems like a certain lifestyle. I could be wrong. But he said she had the problem. So I thought, yeah, they was probably high, doing some mess. And whatever happened between them, whether it was an argument, whether it was a high out of your mind deliberate, whether it was really just a cleaning it or trying to show her how to shoot it and you accidentally pulled it, whatever. That's why I think he didn't call 911. That's why I think he was freaking out. I wonder if they did a drug test on him when he got in there. I wonder if they did a drug analysis. Not that that changes anything. It seems very clear from that body cam footage that he was not intentionally out trying to harm her. But who knows? So I went snooping on Facebook, y'all. Somebody had made a post saying, oh my gosh, Brian shot Michelle. And the people that are speaking in this post are basically, the way that I'm taking it, they live right down the road from Michelle and they had known Michelle their whole lives or whatever. So these are people that are conversing online on Facebook about these two in the situation. So one person said, "What is wrong with people? A life means nothing to these killers." Somebody responded saying, "He lived right down the road from you and us too." Then somebody else responded, "I've always known Brian to be very easygoing. I can't remember many times when his temperament was anything but laid back. It's hard to comprehend." Somebody else said, "Did you watch the video? It says he was showing off a gun and it went off and it shot her in the chest." And somebody else said, "I saw the video and I've heard a couple other stories from a couple people. Either way, I do believe it was accidental." See, that's even more that couple other stories. Now, people gossip, y'all. People talk and they spread rumors or whatever, but I can't help but to wonder if that couple other stories has substance usage in it. And I found from some articles that allegedly in that town and in that surrounding areas, Brian's family lives. So he has family there and he's homeless, living in and out of hotels and going over there to do work for a woman that uses substance. So, you know what I mean? To me, I just think it's a situation where two people was on that mess, something, and an accident occurred. Again, I could be wrong, but I guess we'll see, or maybe we won't see. What do you guys think? Have you heard about this? You think it was smart for him to turn himself in? Obviously it was. Thankfully he did. So let me know what you guys think down below. Other than that, I will see y'all in the next video. I love you guys and I'll see y'all soon.